So in this video, I'm going to show you how to make white bread, and personally, this white bread to me tastes like a mixture of regular white bread and Hawaiian sweet rolls, so it's like a sweet white bread. It's super delicious. I highly recommend trying it, and it only needs a few ingredients. So first off, we start off with a cup and 1/3 cup of water. Then I added in 1/4 cup of sugar, and sugar helps feed the yeast, and then it's just 1 packet of yeast. And then once you get that all in there, you just want to take either a spoon, a fork, a whisk, it doesn't matter what you use, just give it a good mix, and then you're going to leave it alone and let it sit for 10 minutes. And then once that's sitting for 10 minutes, we're going to get started on the flour mixture. Now in this video, I am using bread flour, but you can use all-purpose flour. I'm just trying it out. This is my first time using bread flour in quite a while. I just want to see the difference, but bread flour, all-purpose flour works. We're going to add 3 cups to the bowl, roughly. It's fine if you add a little bit more because we add a little bit more flour as we go. Then we're going to add 2 teaspoons of salt. I'm just going to roughly measure that with my hands and not use a measuring cup, but you can do whatever you prefer. And then I'm just going to sprinkle it on there. And then we're going to add another 1/4 cup of sugar. Now I'm just going to take a wooden spoon and mix everything together. You can use a whisk if you prefer to do it that way. And then now it's been 10 minutes, so now we're gonna add that mixture to the flour. See how it's all bubbly, it's ready to go. And I am gonna use my wooden spoon to mix it all together until it doesn't get so sticky. And something I would like to add, using bread flour versus all-purpose flour, I have noticed while I was mixing this, it's less sticky than using all-purpose flour, which, like I said, you can use all-purpose flour for this recipe. You just might have to use a little bit more flour so it doesn't stick so much. And then in a second here, I point to my ring because I kind of forgot that I had it on. Be sure to take off all your jewelry when making bread. You don't want to deal with having to clean all of that out. But now that the dough isn't super sticky and won't stick to my hands, I remove the spoon and then I just start kneading it with my hands and keep it in the bowl for a few minutes while I do this, just to ensure that it won't stick to my table when I pull it out and knead it some more on the table. So now I've gotten it to a good point. I'm going to add a little bit of flour to the table and now take it out, since it's to a point where it's not going to stick, but it still has a lot more kneading I have to do. You just knead it until it's nice and smooth, and I've recorded myself doing this for quite a while, but not the full amount. You want to do it for roughly 8 minutes. And real quickly, I would just like to point out I am not a professional baker or chef, so if you ever watch any of my videos and think that they're a little off or not super professional, it's because I am not a professional. I just do this for fun, and I do this to feed my family more healthy foods than what's in the store with fewer ingredients. Alright, in a moment here, I'm going to show you the camera how it's getting really smooth now. I'm about ready. I'm going to do off camera and then show you what it looks like when it's completely done, and I'm about to put it in the bowl right here. Now I'm taking some olive oil and placing it in the bowl where I'm going to put my dough and let it rise for 60 minutes at least. Just get it all oiled up. And then once you place the dough in the bowl, you're going to want to cover it while it rises with just a towel or really anything. Saran wrap works too. And while it's rising for 60 minutes, this is when I recommend cleaning up the mess you may have made by making the dough. Also, we're going to get ready our bread pans. Now I have small bread pans compared to the regular size, so this dough I'm actually going to be splitting into two since my bread pans are small. They're about half the size of a regular pan, like I've just mentioned. And if you're wondering where I got my pans from, I actually got them from the Dollar Tree, so I only paid $1.25. And this may be controversial, but I personally don't think these pans are cheap at all. They work for what I needed to do, and I really like them. So all I'm doing is just making sure I'm getting butter on all the sides and the bottom of the pans. That way when the bread is fully done being cooked, it just slides right out and doesn't get stuck to the pan. And your pan should look like this when you are all done. Alright, it's been 60 minutes. Your dough should look like this. I'm gonna take it out and cut it down in the middle and then roll it out to be placed in each pan. And then you just want to try your best to roll it in like a log and make sure it doesn't get too long so that way it fits in the pan nicely. And how I did this was just roll it, kind of bunch it up and roll it again till I got it to how I personally liked it. So this is what it should look like when you place it in your pan. And then once you get in a pan, you are going to cover it and let it sit for another 60 minutes before putting it in the stove. The stove will be set at 350 degrees. This is what it'll look like. And then this is what it'll look like when it's fully cooked. I only cooked it for 30 minutes. Then I added some butter on the top, and there you have it. Some really nice, sweet white bread. Highly recommend trying it out and leave a comment below if you tried this recipe and liked it.